Commander Nation, do you think this is a game? The season is decided today and Adam Peters is about to blow everything up. If you don't keep your eyes on this screen right now, you'll be left in the Stone Age while the rest of the NFC East laughs in your face. Secret moves, burning names, and money fleeing. I'm warning you, what's coming is brutal. First missile to the heart. How about the sound of a route killer who used T.O. spit on our flag? Begging for forgiveness to join Washington? Yes, the very Pro Bowler who swore to hate our house is one signature away from wearing burgundy and gold. But beware, his contract could blow up the salary cap and his ego. Can you forgive him? Would you accept his surrender? Or send him to hell? Second bomb, a first round. For an unstable Titan, how much is a monster of 1,000 yards worth that makes cornerbacks cry? For Adam Peters, a first round and your faith in his decisions. Imagine this physical phenomenon running alongside McLaurin, but with a history of explosive attitudes and a contract that would leave the team in ruins. Is he the hero we need, or another mistake that will leave us in smoke? The answer will leave you shirtless. Third act of madness, $33 million. For a defensive ghost. No joke. They want to bring in a cornerback that nobody fears, but who would earn more than your idols? Will this guy plug the holes in a secondary that leaks more than the Washington Monument in the rain? Look at the facts. He allowed 61% of receptions against him, and now we would give him superstar checks. Is Adam Peters taking drugs, or is this a brilliant masterstroke? I'm warning you, time is running out. Every second counts, agents are in meetings, contracts are being printed, and rivals are spying on this video. What will you do? Just watch. Or smash the red button and scream to the algorithm that you are a commander by blood? Subscribe right now. Listen up, Commander Nation. What explosive move is Adam Peters preparing in these decisive hours? I bring you news that will shake the foundations of the NFC East. Could Devonte Adams, the same receiver who once vilified Washington, end up wearing the burgundy and gold? Let's analyze it mercilessly. The starting point, Terry McLaurin is, and will continue to be, the alpha of this team. But let's not kid ourselves, Jaden Daniels needs a killer on the field to broaden his horizons. Devonte Adams, who surpassed 1,000 yards in 2024 with the Jets without Aaron Rodgers, could be that lethal complement? I tell you yes. Imagine Terry destroying corners on one side and Adams running surgical routes on the other. Doesn't Jaden Daniels deserve that level of luxury in his arsenal? But, hold on, Adams once said Washington wasn't a desirable destination and even mocked our facilities. Should we forget that? Let him say it in a press conference kneeling in front of the Sean Taylor Monument. If he comes, let him bring humility in his suitcase, or better stay in New York brooding over defeats. The money factor, investing $25 to $30 million annually in a 32-year-old receiver? That's playing Russian roulette with the salary. Adam Peters is no fool. If Adams doesn't accept a significant pay cut, this move doesn't exist. Is it worth risking the financial future for a famous name, or would it be wiser to bet on young talents like Ladd McConkey? That's the big question. The Rodgers factor, if the quarterback ends up in, say, Minnesota, won't Adams run after him? Washington could just be a pawn in his game. Adam Peters won't be manipulated. Either the receiver comes to win a Super Bowl with the Commanders, or he shouldn't even bother calling. My final verdict, if Adams accepts a secondary role, reduces his salary to reasonable levels, and publicly apologizes to the fans, let him sign today. But if he comes with airs of I'm a superstar, better Gio have coffee with Rodgers somewhere else. In Washington, we are building a winning culture, not an ego circus. And now I ask you, would you risk $30 million on a controversial veteran who could elevate the offensive ceiling, or would you invest in young promises hungry for glory? Is a big bang coming in Washington? I tell you this, Commanders. The rumors are blazing. DK Metcalf, the monster of the Seattle Seahawks, could be in the sights of the Washington Commanders. A bold move or an expensive mistake? Let's tear it apart. First, the facts. Bleacher Report sources indicate that Washington is exploring a trade for Metcalf before free agency. Why? Because Seattle has salary problems, and the receiver, with over 1,000 yards in 2 straight seasons, is ready for $1 million extension. Now I ask you, is it worth giving up a first round for a player who, though dominant, could cost both in capital and cash? Imagine this scenario. Commanders, Metcalf lined up alongside Terry McLaurin with a rookie quarterback. Let's hope he's up to the task, throwing 60-yard passes. That would be pure fire. Nightmare aerial attack for rival defenses. But what about the price? A first-round pick in 2024 is gold in the NFL for rebuilding teams. And here's the problem, friends. The question is not just if Metcalf is worth a first round. It's if the Commanders have the team to take advantage of him. Do you think this coaching staff, with all the decisions we've questioned, will know how to use such an explosive talent? I tell you this, if you're going to bet the future, make sure the coach and offensive coordinator won't waste it. Don't forget the community factor. The networks are on fire. Fans demand aggressive moves, but they also fear another disastrous trade like we've seen before. Do you trust Adam Peters to negotiate without giving away the bench? And beware here, if Seattle collapses with Metcalf's departure, Washington could steal a franchise player. But what if we sacrifice the first round and then Metcalf demands $30 million a year? The margin for error is almost zero. Bottom line, Commanders, DK Metcalf is a game changer, but this team is not one player away from being contenders. Should they take the risk? The balance is on fire. And now it's your turn. Tell me in the comments, would you sacrifice the 2024 first round for DK Metcalf? Or do you prefer to build through the draft? What are they doing in Washington? Do they really think DJ Reed, the Jets cornerback, is the piece this secondary needs for $33 million? I ask you. Because this is not a game, this is the NFL. Seth Walder from ESPN says the Commanders should be aggressive. But watch out! Being aggressive or desperate? Let's analyze it. First, the numbers: 64 tackles last season, 3 years being consistent in New York. Consistent? Or simply not bad? Because there's a difference. Mike Sainristil comes hungry, yes, but pairing him with Reed will take him to the Pro Bowl? I'm not so sure. And I'll tell you why. Washington's secondary has been a sieve since Sean Taylor left. Yes, I said what I said. Are they going to solve years of neglect with a 28-year-old corner who has never been All-Pro? This is like putting a Band-Aid on a bullet wound. Now, Walder's argument, with Jaden Daniels on a rookie contract, you have to spend now. But $33 million on a CB who isn't Jalen Ramsey? Seriously? The market is inflated, but this is crazy. I'll give you the hard facts. In 2024, Reed allowed 61% of receptions when targeted. Is that stopping the league's WR1S? Not even close. Sure, it's not all about statistics, but does he deserve to be the highest paid cornerback on the team? Now I ask you. Here's my truth. If Adam Peters really wants to build a legendary defense, he must invest in young talents with potential or in a contracted star. Reed is neither. Or are you going to tell me that with him and Sainristil, Mahomes or Burrow will be scared? Please! This AFC is full of weapons. But watch out! Not everything is negative. If the contract is for 2 years, with an easy way out, do it! But $33 million in guarantees. It's a risky bet. And if Reed falls at 30, we're talking about Washington, not Belichick's Patriots. I'll end with this. Adam Peters, if you're going to spend, do it on a pass rusher or a left tackle. The secondary is built in the draft. Or have you forgotten third-round playmakers like Trent McDuffie or Tariq Woolen? Invest in young talents. And now, question for you. Would you sign DJ Reed for $11 million annually? Or would you prefer to bet on the draft and look for a CB in the first round? Commanders, it's time to decide the future of the team. What would you do if you were in charge of the decisions? First, would you risk $30 million on a controversial veteran who could catapult our offense, or trust in the young and hungry talent that promises to revolutionize the franchise? Is it time to take risks or build patiently? And here's the big question. Would you trade the 2024 first round for a Pro Bowler like DK Metcalf? Imagine his physical power and experience joining the attack, or do you prefer to bet on the draft and mold a future star from scratch? This debate is unmissable. Finally, the defense. Would you sign DJ Reed for $11 million a year to stabilize the secondary, or would you look for the next shutdown corner in the first round of the draft? Experience versus projection? The decision is in your hands. Commanders, this is your team, your legacy. Which path would you choose to lead us to glory? Leave your opinion in the comments and join this community that beats to the rhythm of the burgundy and gold. Subscribe, activate the bell, and be part of the Commanders family. Together we will build Washington's golden era. And remember, hail to the Redskins!